Well, I couldn't be prouder of our guys going into 2026. They've got some offensive weapons that are really tough to stop. And our messaging every time out of halftime is we've got to be the better offensive team tonight. We got to, a couple of times we were trying to let the clock run out, playing not to lose rather than to win. And I kept saying, get aggressive, attack the rim, get after it. And both of these guys played a hell of a game. Bryce did a lot of things that don't go in the stat sheet tonight. Obviously the rebounds did, but he got very aggressive and came out with great fire, and so did the team. We had that great run in the first half that got us the lead. It was a beautiful game to watch. Our defense wasn't great, but that's a credit to them. Malik Mack was 7 for 15. KJ was 8 for 18. They're tough backcourt.
Just go for
Yeah, go for it.
Anybody you want.
Rick, when we talked to Zuby on Monday, and he said it's conference season, it's time to kind of flip a switch. And after Kentucky, he said guys have to look in the mirror. You obviously want your captain to hold people accountable. But what does it say about him that he not only does that, but then goes out and kind of leads with his actions as well?
Butterfingers did a great job tonight. Now, Zuby actually has great hands, and he sometimes takes. Zuby is. I think I've coached some terrific basketball players, but Zuby has been a true joy to coach ever since he's been here. One of my all-time favorites as a person and as a player. So this young man here, in the last 2 days of practice, he was awesome. He's getting better and better. He's becoming everything I hoped he would become. So these two guys are playing great in practice as well as game, and I think the whole team did a great job of staying offensively aggressive.
Bryce, for the past couple of weeks, Coach Pitino has mentioned that, to change your personality on the court and all that stuff. Do you feel like tonight was really that first version of you having a different personality on the court in terms of being more aggressive?
For sure. I feel like it starts in practice. Like you said, after that, I think it was the DePaul game, me and him had the conversation, and he told me that he wanted me to change my personality. And, I just took that and tried to do whatever he wanted me to do. Like I said in the previous post-game interview, that I came here to be coached by him, and he knows what it takes to be a great player. And whatever he wants me to do, I'm going to do it.
Bryce, late in the first half, the big run that Coach Pitino mentioned that was great. It seemed like your defense was sort of a big catalyst in that. Can you sort of describe what you're thinking about changing the game right there? For
sure. He wants us to play with that type of tenacity and energy on defense every time and have a defensive mindset, and that's going to lead to our offense. So, after we did have that conversation, that's more what I've been thinking about doing in practice and stuff like that. And I feel like me doing that in practice has led to, me changing my switch on the defensive end and, doing it in the game.
Was pressuring the rim, particularly against their bigs and on switches, was that part of the game plan?
Well, I think the biggest adjustment we made, and I had a long heart-to-heart talk with the whole team, was I said, Zuby is not playing as well as he did last year. And I'm going to tell you why. Because last year's team got him the ball. Zuby's better than he was last year, and you're not getting him the ball. And we start getting him the ball in practice, and it just freed up so many of our shooters by getting him the ball. So I think they learned the most valuable lesson is when you feed Zuby, great things happen. Not only he scored, but he's willing to give it up as well. So we became a much better offensive team by working inside to out and taking our great player and making sure that he gets it.
Are you happy with your first half pressures?
Say it again.
Are you happy with your first half pressures?
Yeah, I think we played a lot 2-2-1 tonight that we don't normally play. I didn't even tell the players until we came back in that we were going to play it. I wanted to try to wear them out. The backcourt's terrific. And once they get our big guy back, Vince, they've got a two-headed monster, great backcourt. They're going to be a terrific team, certainly. The whole Big East, I was watching before we came, DePaul was up the entire game against Villanova at Villanova. This conference is much better than everybody thinks. No teams play harder than the Big East it's a scrappy group. It really is. Every single team, Butler, DePaul, everybody plays so hard, and so we realize that to get a road victory, it's really important.
You talk about how good their backcourt, how good Georgetown's backcourt is, but the truth of the matter is they couldn't even get the ball into the court on some of their inbounds. It was like you guys were physically overwhelming them. When you look at them on film, is that something that you identify that you could wear them down?
When you let great players have a free reign, they become great players. So we wanted to make it very difficult on them. We've made it difficult on every opponent. Ever since we started pressing more, we've become a much better basketball team. But if you let great players attack you, they not only get to the foul line, and we wanted to keep them off the foul line, but they create easy shots. So we did a great job of pressing tonight. We pressed intelligently most of the time.
You generated several open threes and 15 made threes. Is that something you have been building up to that you've seen on film, and maybe you didn't make them, but tonight you made them?
I've been begging our guys every single day to shoot threes. Pleading with them. With Oziah, I just keep saying, Zuby is also a very good shooter, but I try to tell Zub, wait till under 10 seconds because we need you inside rebounding. But every one of these guys, I have great confidence in them shooting the basketball. There's no one in his basketball team. I thought Ian shot the ball well. Just got to get Ian and Josan to play better defense. And once they learn to play better defense, we'll have a much more complete team.
Rick, what did you notice about Bryce's rebounding tonight?
He just had 2 unbelievable days in practice. I think we talked, and I gave Bryce every motivational speech I could give him. Told him how great he was, but he just said after the whole thing of saying, he said, "I got you, I'll do it," and that's it. He's a man of a few words. He just said, "I got you, I'll do it," and he did it. He did it. We want him to be great, not only because it helps the team, but because it helps him individually. It brings us to a different level. When you got a guy playing like this and playing like him, and then Dylan Mitchell coming off the bench, you got 3 potent front court players, and all 3 of those guys are playing well.
Zuby, we talked to you the other day about, you said it's conference season, the title of the defense, it's time to flip a switch, and, you haven't been shy about kind of calling on guys that need to do more. How important was it for you to kind of also go out there and lead by example as well, to back up your words?
I always just pride myself on, just being a leader for the rest of the guys. Obviously, they're coming in from different programs and stuff, so and they trust me. They trust me, my teammates, my coaching staff. So I just want to, just thank them all for, just believing me and trusting that I could be able to go out there and perform at the level that I did tonight. So I have nothing else to really worry about. I just go out there and do what I know I'm capable of doing each and every night, and that's leading by example, leading by my my voice, and just everybody else follows.
I've never had a player since I've been a coach for 50 years that in every timeout he gets the guys, after I'm done talking, he gets the guys and says something really important to them about this game's not over, it's far from over. You got to dig in, and he does it. I've never had a player do this. I remember a funny story for you guys for start the new year. I said to Red Auerbach, he said, Coach, I think once in a while you need to give the guys a break because you're always diagramming plays every time out. I said, what did you do, Coach? He said, I stood up with the guys, Heinz and Kuzi, Havlicek, Russell, and I'd say, hey, Russ, what do you want to run? Kuz, what do you want to run? I would ask them what they would want to run. And he said, you need to try that instead of always diagram. Listen to them. So I said, you always stand up yet? So it's a Laker game, and I sat the guys down, and 2 of the guys I coached, Antoine and Walter. I said, all right, guys, we're down 1. What do you think we should run? What looks good? Mercer, no answer. Walt, what do you think? No answer. Next guy, what do you think we should run? John. Finally, I get to Antoine. Hey, Antoine, what do you think we should run? I'm not a big believer in swearing, but he said, how the F do I know? You're the coach. That's what you get paid to do. So I called Red that night. I said, Coach, you want to see what they said? And he almost died on the phone laughing. He said, just keep saying it to them. They'll come up. They won't stop talking. Well, the moral of the story is he does it for 2 years now, and shows incredible leadership, and they follow his leadership.
Rick, about his leadership, can you just sort of tell us about like the way that Zuby's ability to lead and connect with his teammates, even though they keep turning over, how it's come along over the time that he's been at St. John's?
Yeah, well, they see him in practice every day. If your best player is working the hardest every single day, then Ian sees it, Josan sees it, and they know it's not like they say, well, don't tell me to work hard, and look at you, you're not working hard. So they know he works hard, so all his comments have validity because he works so hard. We've got great leadership, and I couldn't be happier. I mean, I only get to coach Bryce for 1 year, but it's a true joy. I've been blessed having Zuby for 3 years, and I don't think I'm going to miss a player anymore, but they'll probably change the rules and I'll get him back for another year.
Zuby, as far as this thing that you said to us on Monday about wanting the team to flip a switch, do you feel like that's what happened today?
To be honest, time will tell. I think we made a step up for sure. It's not easy coming in, especially on the road, and getting a good victory. So we did a lot of things right. We did a lot of things that we could definitely get better at. So we're gonna, just go to practice. We're not off tomorrow, so we got practice tomorrow.
We're playing Providence in 2 days.
Yes, we are. So we got to go to practice tomorrow. Just work on some of the things that where some of our issues today, and just look forward to just getting better each and every day.
And tell him what a kind person I said about getting off.
Yeah, apparently we get off in the morning, so we're gonna have a.
I gave you off tonight too.
Yeah, we're off tonight too, especially on New Year's. So happy New Year's, fellas.
Hi, Coach. You guys were able to generate a ton of open looks from three. Was that part of the game plan coming in, or was it just something that takes?
Yeah, when we go inside to out, and we fast break and move the basketball quickly, I've been preaching this the whole season that we're a really good shooting team, but we get in the game sometimes we don't shoot. Now, the good thing about Ian and Josan is they have no conscience whatsoever. They're looking to shoot the basketball, which is great. And then these two guys now, they're willing to take the shot. So everybody in the team wants to take an open look, but it takes ball movement, player movement first.